guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Friday, December 4th. And guess what? We have another specialized report from Annette's Astrology Corner dealing with a weird little astrological aspect called Venus moving into Scorpio. So I want to talk about the energy before I go into your sun, your moon, and your rising signs, so that you can understand what it's like to be in the highest vibration in this energy and the lowest vibration. Especially when I go into these signs, you'll know if they're heavily aspected in squares and quincunxes, you'll understand you're in the low. If it's aspected in sextiles and trines, then you know you're in the high. So Venus and Scorpio energy, let's talk about that. So Venus is the way that you love. It's your partnering energy. It's the partners that you seek. It's those unions that you establish in your life. These could be for work. These could be for pleasurable unions. So some of you may be single and just sowing your wild oats. So you want to understand what partners that you're choosing to do that with. Because many of those relationships, even though you're sowing your wild oats, could be karmic. And they're aligning you with making choices in partners. When we sow our wild oats, when we're out there and we're being single and we're Scorpioizing everybody, there is something that we need to learn from it. It is on a deeply intimate level that we connect with these partners, and so these partners change us. So even if you are wildly promiscuous at this point and you have no desire to settle down, guess what? It doesn't matter. The partners that you are choosing are teachers of your soul. So let's talk a little bit about when Venus moves into Scorpio, it is deeply, deeply intense, desirable energy. It is sex on a stick, basically. It is passion. It is drive from probably the deepest layer that you're going to go. It is a strong, so in a high vibration, it's a strong desire to commit to a partner, to be idealized, to idealize somebody, to desire somebody, to feel desire, right? You want to connect with people that fill you with desire and fester some sort of energy from inside of you that can be good or bad depending on where you're at in this. So this is dedicating your energy to somebody that will idealize you and feed you. I kind of look at Scorpio energy as the darker side of water energy. So imagine that you are going up to a lake, and in this lake, let's say that you're in the Great Lakes, right? And there are multiple lakes that you can choose from. When you have Neptune, when you walk up to a Neptune-based lake, you walk up to this lake that you can see the bottom in, you know what you're dealing with, and it's a very transparent energy, but it feels really good and you can't help but jump into that lake. That's Neptune. When you walk up to Cancer-based, when you walk up to a Cancer-based lake, you're walking up to a lake that appears to be smooth. And it appears to be a lake that, if you just float out in, you're just going to have this tranquil time, beautiful scenery, very mentally peaceful. And then as you're floating down this little, as you're floating on the river, as you're floating on this lake, you hit this rapid, right? You hit this fracking crazy ass rapid that you didn't anticipate, and it dumps you into a maybe level 5 rapids, right? And you're like, dude, it was so calm 5 minutes ago, and now I'm dumped into rapids. That's Cancer-based. That's the Cancer-based lake. The other lake the other Great Lake that you choose is Scorpio Lake. So you look at the lake, and the lake is dark. And you actually don't know how to assess this lake. So you don't know if this is a lake that's really deep, or if this is a lake that is super shallow, but is you just can't see the bottom end. So you don't know how to work with this type of lake. So you tread very cautiously into this lake And this lake is enticing. It's very, very enticing. It has some sort of quality that draws you into it, and you can't quite resist it yet. There is something that tells you intuitively to be wary of this lake. Hello, welcome to Venus in Scorpio. That is the best way that I can describe whenever we get into Venus in Scorpio. Ideally, when you meet somebody with a Venus in Scorpio or any type of dynamic with Scorpio energy, you meet them, they're angelic, they're sweet, they suck you in, and then they manipulate the hell out of your mind. They're so deep, and the calm waters are not calm waters. They're deep, and there's depths to this person that you never anticipated until you got to know this person. So, and this is in Venus. Venus rules the heart. It rules pleasure. So, you could walk up to this person and they could seem to match you, and then they pull you into this smoldering temptation that is just a pit of lust, and you get addicted to them. You did not see that when they met them because they seem so innocent and angelic and just sweet as hell, but when you get to know them, you're like, I can't stop feeding on them. Okay, can I tell you how much I love Scorpio energy? Like, as you can tell, I'm married to Scorpio. So, I dig the intensity and that smoldering pit of like, I don't fracking know what just happened to me, because what they sold you was inevitably not who they were. So it is where secrets are hidden. It's very manipulative energy. It's very, very, very enticing. It's almost like a vampire fixating on his prey, and then you're just like, it's like Pepe Le Pew. You know, when Pepe Le Pew, I don't know, I am very old. So Pepe Le Pew, when he would target the girl that he liked, which was always some cat that was dressed up like a skunk, he would like fixate on her, and she'd be like, she couldn't help but be like intoxicated by it, because he would always cover his skunky smell. And then you freaking really understand he's a skunk. That is totally what I'm talking about. So so the high vibration in this energy is, you'll want to focus on one person. You'll crave intimacy. You'll need somebody to love. You'll want to feel love. You'll want to feel intensity. In fact, intensity is what's going to drive you to somebody. Very loyal, very committed in this energy. You're so loyal and committed that you need to possess whatever you desire. And there is the intensity level is so strong that there's almost an addictive quality to when Venus moves into Scorpio. You're passionate. You're just a giant, hopeless romantic. I can tell you right now, the best sexy dance I'd ever had, it was the Scorpio that I dated, and he came over to my house, and I had music on because I have Scorpio in my mind. In my 6th house, it's in my mind. And so Scorpio and a Scorpio is all this like mental seduction, and we danced this dance that was so mentally seductive. I was addicted, like flat addicted from that moment on. And so you may feel this drive, this magnetic pull toward this desirable outcome, this highly desirable outcome. Low vibration of this energy can be it can be too intense. It can be overwhelming. It can be unnerving and it can be very, very obsessive in this energy. You can be jealous and manipulative, highly, highly manipulative energy when it comes to desire. People who will, you know what this energy is good for? Narcissists that want to love bomb you. Beautiful energy for that, because they will work well with this supportive energy. Even in a low vibration, they don't care. It works for them to tempt their prey. You will want to manipulate and take advantage of your partner in some way to benefit yourself if you are in the lower vibration. In a very subtle way, you will be able to do this technique. And you'll be able to get what you want. And if somebody betrays you in any way, there is a volatility. There is this slow, steady, revengeful type quality within you that will seep into your soul and blacken it. So be mindful that that is what you could deal with in this energy. I do like to tell you the highs and lows of energies when we do drop into them, so that when I tell you the aspects of your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, and I would even check out my Venus sign in this particular instance, because Venus is the way you love, and Scorpio energy is going to influence the way you love. You need to know if you're a fellow water sign or if you're a Venus in Scorpio. For it to you to understand the power. Venus in Scorpio has a crazy, just magnetic quality to any fire sign. Air signs, it can be way too intense and it can detour them, but definitely for fellow water signs and fellow fixed signs, this energy is going to be like a narcotic. It's like that first time that you take that drug, or you drink that drink that you like, or you eat that food that you like, you just can't seem to stop yourself. That's a Venus in Virgo. Anyhow, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how this is going to affect your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Hi, Aries. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, your ruler is going to be in Libra. That's a partnering energy. And it is going to be sextiling the sun and sextiling Saturn, both in your 9th house. And Mars in Libra is going to be in your 7th house. So this energy will be very stimulating for you. You're going to be highly attractive and charming. If you want, okay, say you're single and you want to go out there and you want to take your single status and make it something else, ooh, delicious energy to do that. You're going to be like little Pepe Le Pew, who goes out there and he changes himself from a skunk into a cat, and so he can attract something better. That's what you're going to be like. It is very unexpected energy. Now, here's what I want you to stay away from. The relationships that you have at work, stay away from them. Then it's going to pull you into these lower vibrations. It's power, structure, control, struggle. It's this defining of, like, so what I want you guys to do moving forward in all of December is to pull yourself away from defining yourself through leadership qualities, peer control, and also from your management type dictatorship. And I want you to pull yourself into the 7th house. The 7th house is where you unionize yourself with your opposite, with the other side of your chart. If you really need to know the person to target, it would be that opposite of your rising sign. They can be a lot of karmic relationships, but they can also be that very fated union, that very fated partner. But this is partnership, but this is also blurring the lines of what you consider as a partner. Scorpio is very intense energy, and it sees no boundaries anyway. It pretty much thinks it can get whatever it wants. So if there is some challenging partnership that you want to embark upon, I would say that this is the energy that's highly supportive in it. You know, Saturn and the sun are sextiling this event. So break yourself out of the restrictive thought process that you see in partnerships. Open your mind up, and I think that's where you're going to feel that nugget, that beautiful, sweet nugget of freedom, love, passion, and this intense desire to unionize yourself with somebody. But more importantly, this is where I see a lot of you single Aries moving out of these relationships of boundaries and opening yourself up to testing boundaries, because nothing is sweeter and more tasty than that challenge of a really strong partner that really tests your boundaries. Taurus, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. For you, Venus in Scorpio is going to be sitting in your 7th house, and so your ruler, this is going to directly impact you, especially because this is your ruler moving into Scorpio. So this is an intense desire. This is a partnering energy. This is the need to charm or be magnetic for people. For you, there is this enticing, almost smoldering quality about you that will be impossible for people to resist because there's so much energy pouring into your smolder. I call any really yummy energy in Venus the smolder. And so for you, you're going to be smoldering. Okay, so better yet, Venus in Scorpio is going to be trining Neptune and Pisces, which is direct. People are going to see the idyllic side of you. They're not going to see you as the reality of who you are. That the unveiling of that can happen later. That is all Scorpio-based, manipulative, mental stuff that every Scorpio energy does. Is they entice people with what they want to entice them with. They intuitively know what it takes to get what their desired prey. They suck them in, and then they reveal who they are later after they determine that they can trust them. So you could have a somewhat idyllic approach to this. This is very great single energy. If you're out there and you're single and you want to smolderize somebody, then this is a great energy. If you are in an established bond with somebody, then this energy is going to be about tapping into what they idealize and trying to make your life meet what they idealize, and in turn be a very fulfilling partner in what they idealize, because it won't be hard for you, because this harmonious energy will just intuitively get you to have the instincts. It's almost like you're going to have a sixth sense about what they want and they desire and what it's going to take to get what you want in partnership. Hi Gemini, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, your ruler is going to be in Sagittarius in the 7th house. It is going to be conjunct with the sun in the 7th house. So what does this mean when we have Mercury in Sagittarius, when we have your ruler in Sagittarius? Well, for one, you're just extremely enthusiastic, right? You're optimistic. You're fun-loving. You want to have a good time. So and that's all sitting in your 7th house. So when Venus moves into when Venus moves into Scorpio, there's going to be this need to make somebody feel accepting in their freedom of thought. You're going to intuitively know that they need some sort of freedom in a relationship to be able to be with you. And that's actually going to get on board with you as you are a mutable quality and your ruler's an immutable quality. You're going to be a chameleon in this energy, and you're going to know what to say, and you're going to know how to act to get what you want if you are desiring a new partner. So the lower forms of vibration in this. Now, Mercury in Sagittarius is going to create a trine with Uranus and Aries. The only concern that I have about this is you could in this energy be so erratic, and that chameleon quality could overcome you, that once they see you for who you are, that can be very detrimental eventually down the line. Also, when Mercury is in Sagittarius and squaring off with Jupiter, if you're trying to create that stable outcome, and if you're trying to create a family environment, and you have all this energy pouring into you, then this will be lots of conversations in mutable energy. When we have Jupiter in Virgo and your ruler in Virgo, then we have mutable energy. Now, I like this energy because to me it feels more reality-based. I like when Jupiter's in Virgo. However, it can make you super hypercritical. It can make you very debatable with a partner, especially if they cannot give you the desire that you so deeply need in this relationship. I can see this going one of two ways. Again, you're the sign of the twins. And so anytime you're the sign of the twins, there are two sides to this energy that is absolute. But I do see that it is about communication and talking, and that can flow very easily in this energy. You can get somebody to easily sway to your side, as long as they're not Aryan based at all or Uranian based at all. Hi Cancer, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, all of this, so the moon is going to be in Libra at the time of this event. Partnering energy, you want. So Libra and Scorpio energy work very well together. They understand there's an emotional intensity. There's that need to commit to each other. Super good flow of energy, and it is sextiling Saturn and Sagittarius. This has something to do with your routine. So many of you could find love at work, could find love in many of the routines that you do. Somebody could support the routines, and you could find that so enduring. You could find that so enduring that there's some magnetic quality if you are single and they are so accepting. Maybe there's some work that you do that puts yourself out there that somebody appreciates, contacts you with, and says you are very stimulating and you are somebody that motivates me on a daily basis. I watch you all the time. I'm of course thinking of a YouTube channel, but I'm not just thinking of a YouTube channel. It could be of any form of public expression where somebody has been following you for a long time, and this person that you align yourself with at this time is karmic, it's fated, it's destiny. In my eyes, that's the way I see it, because the message that you're putting out into the world, what you've been working so hard for, is going to attract the attention of this potential partner. For many of you that are in bonds, in established bonds, then what I would say this would be is somebody that has a deep appreciation for the message that you send to others, your creative endeavors, your forms of creative expression. This could make them so attractive that you want to make that commitment. You want to take that step with them. It's very beautiful. It's very supportive. When Saturn gets on board and sextiles a moon, your emotions, then you know that you're going to have one lovely event. Hi Leo, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, the sun, your ruler, is going to be in Sagittarius during this event. It's going to be in the 5th house. Pleasure. Your favorite house, right? Creativity, children, fun, anything. So you love this. This event is very good for you. Even better, the sun in Sagittarius is going to conjunct your Mercury and going to conjunct Saturn. No limitations with Saturn's. It's not interested in teaching you some sort of karmic deep lesson in this. It's supposed to open you up and broaden your perspective. So the partner that you choose is probably somebody that you haven't chose before, or is a karmic partner in the past that is coming to the present and is aligning you with your destiny, a fated union, mentally stimulating, mentally engaging, mentally accepting of your guidance, of your role in life, of the message that you send. You communicate easily. It's fun. It's engaging. It's like this energy that just invigorates you. When Mercury, when that quick, dexterous thinking adds to a fire-based energy, a Sagittarian energy, it smolders, it's easy, it's fun, it's engaging. So for some of you that are in a non-established bond, in a single world, then you are going to feel this energy highly invigorated, highly energized. For some of you that are caught in somebody where you're not feeling, where you don't know how to value yourself, where you're caught in the lesson of the Scorpio energy, where you're trying to define, where you're trying to pull yourself up and set boundaries, and where it's ruled by, Scorpio energy is ruled by Pluto. So when it's ruled by Pluto, that can be very, it can be a relationship, a karmic relationship that teaches you about boundaries and power and control issues. So some of you may have that dynamic. You may want to feel, you may feel like I deserve pleasure, I deserve fun, and you're a bummer. And so you may be walking away from something and walking towards something that is stimulating. Hi dear Virgo, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, this is all going to be happening in your third house. Your ruler, actually, Mercury, is going to be in your fourth house. This is combining and conjunct with the sun in Sagittarius. So you are thinking about family, outcomes, stability, routine in families. There needs to be some support in there. I want to say that for you, this event is going to be about setting very strict boundaries, getting some control over some of the family dynamics. This is about communication. This is about setting those boundaries and aligning communication with them. So some of you may be having these power struggles where you stand up for yourself and you demand that the routine in your family, that the routine of your family members be recognized at the dysfunction level that they are. You're super hypercritical for many of you in this energy, and it is not aligning with your desired result in your family, and it is not mentally stimulating you to stay in this strange dynamic. So there's a need to break free and liberate yourself, and to liberate your opinions, and you are going to be forceful in making these opinions, and it will be something of a monumental, it'll be that point where you feel exhilarated enough to make some serious changes in your home and family. Hi Libra, this is Annette in Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. Now, this is your ruler, and it is sitting in Scorpio, and it is in your second house. Okay. This event's going to be happening in your second house, and your ruler is in your second house in Scorpio. So this is about idealizing an outcome. It is trining Neptune and Pisces. So for many of you that have been having problems with your Pisces, you guys are kind of these karmic relationships. When a Libra and a Pisces get together, these are destined karmic unions. These are cosmic partners. So for you guys, it's about bringing the two of you together and creating an idealistic union between the two of you that both of you mutually understand. For the Libras that are not with Scorpios, but I mean not with Pisces, but I think many of you probably find that you're in some sort of a relationship with a Pisces, meaning they have a Pisces moon, they have a Pisces sun, they have a Pisces rising, or a Pisces Mars. There's something very Pisces about these unions because they are your cosmic destiny. For you, there is a sense of idealizing this relationship, and there's a sense of balancing each other out. You guys balance each other out. There's a respect in this relationship, and there is a sense of placing value on each other that the other one respects. It's a harmonious flow of energy. I love this energy for you, and you are going to love this transit. It's going to put the passion and desire and heart and just there's a special kind of smolder, I think, about this relationship because you guys are cosmic partners. Hi Scorpio, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. Now, Scorpio energy gets Scorpio energy, so there's all this intensity and fire, deep passion, desire. So you are feeling like you need to partner with somebody. This is you're not you without the desire of somebody else, which makes it completely understandable that Mars is in Libra in your 12th house. So this is a head game for you. For you, Mars in Libra is going to be sextiling the Sun and sextiling Saturn in your 2nd house. So this is about defining the boundary of the partner that you're seeking, of the partner that you desire, and the partner that you want. You're simply unwilling to settle for less because you have, throughout this entire process, if you've been single and dating, you have been defining what you want as a partner. For those of you that are in established bonds and you are deliberating whether or not you stay with this partner, whether you go, whether there, I want to say for some of you, there's a sense of power and control issues in this. You are the dominant masculine energy. You will not yield ever. So if there is a partner of yours that is demanding some sort of control, they're trying to control the depths of you. Simply impossible to do, because there's depths of you that I don't think even you completely understand. In a rational mind, intuitively you understand it, but to rationally get people to accept it as logic, there's no way. There's no way to do that, because Scorpio is so deep and so intense. To actually apply logic to it, that's not possible. And this person is wanting to apply some sort of logic. And so communicating about this and setting up boundaries and getting them to mentally understand what you desire may be somewhat difficult, and you may have some opposition and square in this energy. Also, Pluto and Capricorn is going to be squaring up with Mars and squaring off with Uranus. So this to me says that there's a need to individuate yourself, that although you want to please your partner to stay, you will not yield to their opinion nor their limiting belief system, and you are standing up. So there is a time period, and in all Scorpios' lives with their partners, that they manipulate their partners. They do this to entice their partner to come to them and yield to them, and to, I say, there's this intense desire to smolderize their partner. And then there's the reality of who a Scorpio really is. And the depths of this, I don't think you do this as a form of deceit. I think that's equally who you are. But then there's a need to establish control and dominance over the situation, and because you do all of that because in the end, you need some sort of power and control over your partner. And it's in the depths of you. You will never be able to remove this part of your soul. And if your partner is challenging that, then maybe there's a need to take a look at your bond and maybe move forward, or maybe find somebody who digs this kind of dynamic in a relationship, and digs this kind of intensity. And you can find them. Trust me. I married a Scorpio. I dig the intensity. I've had beautiful, beautiful boyfriends that were a Scorpio, and I can tell you right now, there are women who crave this type of dynamic. Hi Sagittarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, this is all going to be happening in your 12th house. Your ruler is going to be in your 10th house. So to me, I think when Venus moves into Scorpio for you, it's going to be under a creative aspect. It's going to be under pleasure-seeking activities. Not so much aligning yourself with partnering energies as it is to align you with what you value, and the determination that it takes to get what you value. Aligning with your 10th house, which means that you have to kind of be introspective in this energy, and you have to be highly intuitive to what you want. So sometimes when you're in a mutable energy and you're in the Sagittarian based energy and you can be overly optimistic, it can sway your opinion. So this is to set particular guidelines and boundaries on where your attention goes and align you in your first house with the way you think and what you desire. This is a realignment period for you, backed by emotional intensity that comes from an intuitive side of you. This has nothing to do with following along, following partnerships, and following pleasurable energies. It has everything to do with aligning you with your deep desires. Hi Capricorn, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. Now for you, Venus moving into Scorpio is going to be in your 11th house. 11th house is friends, networking, and social status. And it's also your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. It's what you truly align yourself with. We all go through the 11th house to reassess our situation and make sure that our arrow is pointing in the right direction. We need our hopes and dreams and wishes to align with the relationships that we're aligning ourselves with, because those relationships define opportunity. So the passion in this Venus in Scorpio is it's about a creative prospect in your head. It's about that idea. It's about bringing that idea to fruition, but it is about aligning yourself with the creative aspects. This isn't about working so hard and climbing that cliff where you are, it's snowing and it's cold and it's dark, and you will go through that at the beginning part of the transit, but toward the end of the transit, you're going to be tapping into Mars and Libra, sextiling this event. So I think there's a realignment of what you're idealizing. If you're idealizing and it's not something that you could actually pull off, then I think that there's a defining moment that you get aligned with. And there's a realization in the fact that for you to get what you want and what you freaking deserve, you have to go into your unconscious and pull out what is stimulating you to make those movements. Is it deficiencies? You know, there's this wonderful lady that I love. I follow her on YouTube, and she talks about empty bucket. And for many of you, are you following something where you have an empty bucket, where you have some sort of mental deficiency or some deep emotional deficiency? And that's 12th house work. If there's some sort of deficiency, you need to not align yourself with it. Meaning, if you're seeking recognition or some sort of social status to confirm that you are valued, right? And the second house work, then you need to assess why you don't feel valued within yourself. And this will be an explorative process. So are you idealizing this journey that you're on, or is it motivated by something else? You need to make sure that your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes are completely and ideally aligning with where you should be going. Hi Aquarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, this is all going to be happening in your 10th house. Your 10th house is this house where you're aligning yourselves with your career, life path, destiny, the recognition that you deserve, what you've been working so hard for. Are you getting there? I mean, there comes a point in everybody's life path destiny where if you're dedicating time and energy to it, you need to make sure that you're getting what you want. Now, Saturn is trining Uranus, and it's trining Mercury, and it's trining the Sun, all in this area. To me, this suggests that there's no obstacles. So if you were to align yourself with what you want mentally, and what you want Okay, so if you were to assess your situation, you were to look back at your past and you were to say that you are moving forward and that you have learned everything you've learned and that your mental capacity has then aligned with this, then there's some emotional momentum that goes along with this where Saturn respects that you have learned your lesson and doesn't create any obstacles in this situation. This is in this energy, Saturn is very benefic. So if you have listened and learned, then Saturn is going to remove all obstacles and is going to create a completely harmonious trining energy. The energy is going to be good. If some of you are sitting in all this Uranian energy and there's some sort of power struggle in your 12th house, then mentally there's a karmic lesson that you did not learn. There's a point to all of what you're going through. For many of you, you've been struggling with some pretty negative energy. So is there a reason? Is there something that you're too hard-headed to listen to learn? Is there something that you are too opinionated not to consider the fact that there is some karmic reason for all that you're going through, and that karma is beautiful. Okay, it's a bitch to go through, but it's super beautiful because what karma does is it realigns you. Once you pay back all your karmic debt, then what karma does is it aligns us with moving away from these deficiencies that lie deep, these deep-seated suffering, unconscious blocks that we limit ourselves in. We have self-sabotaging behaviors. Saturn is really trying to release you from that. So friends could have information. If friends come to you, validate them, because there's something special about the messages that you're receiving. They're karmically aligned. Saturn, your ruler, is also sitting in this 11th house, and it is entwined with Uranus. So this is about individuating your thinking. This is not about falling for the same BS. This is not about idyllic thinking. This is not about opinionated behavior. This is about acceptance of the fact that people are these individuals that you can't control. There is no control over people's behaviors because they're all on their own karmic journey, and so are you. How does your karmic journey play into their karmic journey? 12th house work is super deep work. You've been dealing with it for a really long time, and you will to come. So please validate the lessons that you're learning and see what lesson. When Venus moves into Scorpio, this is the depths of you, dark energy. This is, Pluto is a planet of power, but it's also the planet of destruction, and that rules Scorpio energy. So where are you self-sabotaging yourself? Where is there destruction in your life and your mental well-being for you to continue to go down karmic journeys? Something you're going to explore during this transit. Hi Pisces, it's Nanette in Nanette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for for Venus moving into Scorpio. And for you, lovely events, lovely. So Neptune and Pisces conjunct with Chiron, okay, conjunct with healer, the wounded healer, the healer, more importantly in your energy. You are getting such a blessing from the universe of cleansing your wounds. I think the reason why you're cleansing your wounds is because eventually you're going to be leaders in how to cleanse, how to release yourself from emotional instability, how to be more decisive when you are an indecisive personality. There is stuff to be learned from this, and the wounded healer is teaching you about your sweet spot so that you can teach others. For you, it's going to be training Venus and Scorpio. So this partner that you're aligning yourself with, I want to say, is somebody who is going to inevitably be that teacher, that angelic teacher, that fated union. that that will inevitably lead you on a completely different mental process. It's all about balancing your energy, balancing instability, being decisive and indecisive qualities. You need to be a teacher in that. You're aligning yourself with that. So this is about a death of old mindsets and a transformation in new mindsets, and it's really beautiful energy. Now, the square that could happen in this energy is the Sun and Saturn in Sagittarius. Another mutable quality is going to square off with your 10th house. So if some of you have been straying away from this beautiful angelic path that you are aligning yourself with, that you were supposed to and destined to be this great teacher in, and if you're not learning your lessons and you've been doing some stupid crazy escapism, then Saturn's going to come in and kick your butt. And so Pluto, the planet of power, rules Scorpio. So there's a couple sides to the Pluto. Pluto can be very transformative and it can be very destructive. So for some of you that are not tuning into learning these lessons, elevating your vibration and creating some sort of beautiful karmic bond with this person that is inevitably going to be your teacher, then you are falling into the destructive side of it, where the partners that you're aligning yourself with are showing you where you're deficient and where there is needs for improvement and where you escape. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.